Okay, that's interesting to go and see it. Jeez, I sailed on that. That's 11 years ago.
I'll show you what we've done with that.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to go and do a little story on it.
Are you going right now?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll walk down there with you guys.
Sure, okay.
Let's go.
So here's a huge coincidence. We come down to Charleston and end up meeting Syd, who's got the new boat Edisto, which is coming out in April. Turns out that there's a balance here. I didn't know it. She's now, what is the name of her, Dave, now?
Silver Girl.
Silver Girl. And that's actually the original Nexus one, which we sailed over in 2011, and it was the first 601 to come out of the factory. So yeah, this is amazing. I'm going to see her again after 11 years, 12 years, and yeah, make acquaintance. Okay, so this is the marina at Charleston, and that is the boat. That's the boat down there. We're gonna go and get on her. Freaking incredible. It's like, I mean, we weren't even supposed to come up here, and then obviously with what happened, and then bringing her up to St. Augustine, and then I wasn't even meant to meet Anne and then would come up here, and then they said, we're gonna pick you up, and we've come up here. I've met Syd here, and now we've got this boat on the mooring, and it's crazy. I didn't expect to see her again, and here we are. So incredibly, our detour up to Charleston had taken me back to the roots of where I started sailing, and where myself and John had taken the very first boat to come out of the factory over to the Caribbean in 2011. John and I had used the trip to gain sea miles to get our Yachtmasters tickets, and yeah, it had been an incredible trip across the Atlantic. We'd focused a lot on stopping around the fishing areas. We managed to release what is probably the biggest blue marlin ever released off a sailboat, estimated at around about 1,000 pounds off St. Helena. We stopped at St. Helena, Ascension, Fernando de Noronha, and off the coast of Brazil on the way up to Grenada, where we caught an incredible array of fish, catching 17 bullfish and just an incredible amount of game fish. I was lucky enough to become the first South African to catch all the 9 bullfish species and a bullfish royal slam, and had an incredible trip over to Grenada. And this is actually where our whole quest to do circumnavigation began. So it was an incredible thing to get back and to see this boat again. And there are boats here for Africa.
Touring Charleston. Nice, yes. Trevor, tell us about it.
A lot of that's changed, eh? I mean, the davit system has also changed completely. They've beefed that up. It used to be much smaller, and they've put stainless steel work. This used to be cabling. So, yeah, a lot of it's changed, eh? It looks completely
So
different.
tell us a little bit.
No, I just can't believe.
Trevor?
I just can't believe
Just give us
what
a little
condition
rundown.
she's in.
You were?
She looks good, man. I mean, I don't know.
Talk about
Yeah, I'm a little bit blown away. I've got to go and have a look and see what's going on here. Jeez, it's such a long time ago. They've done an amazing amount of work, and it's completely different, especially at the back. There were no solar panels on it. Changed the whole structure at the back here. So we put 3 foot onto this. We put another 3 foot onto this hull. This is the original. Yeah.
Is this wider than?
No, it's the same width. It's exactly the same hulls. But what's happened is we extended 3 foot onto the sugar scoops at the back here. So and then put in the transom with the davit. So yeah, it's a completely different.
Come aboard?
Yeah, it would be great. Thanks. You can see the difference with the portholes, and obviously stainless steel railings.
You got another crew member.
They've put a few other railings and stuff on. You can see the cabin windows are pretty much the same. Less hatches in it. Look, I can't believe the condition she's in. She's in freaking amazing condition. I mean, that is 12 years ago, and she's still going. That's insane. She looks amazing. They've just put a new mast on her, so a new rigging. So yeah, that would make a difference as well. But I mean, everything else is pretty much the same. It's incredible.
Sure, please go right ahead.
Okay.
I'm Chris Herman. I own the boat, or I guess my wife and I own the boat, and we've been here for a couple months working with the First Marine team, and went and upgraded to lithium iron phosphate batteries, added solar, removed the generators, put in the integral system, all new electronics, new refrigeration, and then a few other odds and ends while we were here.
Okay, so no generators, just the big integral alternators now?
We've got them on both engines.
Okay.
So we can actually get more power with those than we could with the generator.
Okay, awesome.
So,
man, I mean, putting on extra solar is going to make a massive difference as well.
It is.
That's huge.
Yeah,
how many kilowatts have you got on here?
3.
3. Oh, that should be good enough unless you go to Panama in the rainy season.
Exactly.
Like we did. Big mistake.
Yeah, so we've got just got the new standing and running rigging, so
it looks awesome.
She's
awesome.
Almost back in fighting shape.
Okay, brilliant. Well, the hull and everything looks brilliant. I mean, obviously I'm not looking at it closely, but it looks good.
You are almost too close. If you keep looking, there's some bumps and bruises. So we just moved to Savannah. So we will take the boat back to Savannah and then sail up and down the East Coast and the Bahamas and Caribbean until our kids get a little bit older, and then we'll hopefully go around the world in about 4 years.
Awesome.
Do you know what her history was up until now?
I do.
Okay.
So, right. So you know, right. It started out with Nexus, and then it went to Tom Cruise, the guy who did the hover round wheelchair. He owned it. And then it went to a guy named Richard, I'm drawing a blank on his last name, he was the one who did the circumnavigation with it.
Okay.
He's the one who put the solar, or the arches on, and did kind of the in-between refit stuff.
Okay.
And then it was sold to Gene and Chester, I don't remember the last name. And so they had the boat, we're gonna charter it down in the Caribbean, and then COVID hit. So the boat sat for 3 years basically with not used, no maintenance.
Where was that, in Grenada?
Grenada.
In Grenada, okay.
Yeah, and then they sort of got it
On a mooring or at the water?
No, on a mooring.
On a mooring. That wouldn't have been good for it.
No, it was not good for it.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, you right, and with basically no maintenance for 3 years.
With money you can fix anything.
There you go. Exactly. Right. So exactly. So we've been going through and kind of modernizing and upgrading, and we actually had a lightning strike the week before we were going to bring the boat up here. So it added things to the list.
So you got new equipment now as well.
Yeah. So
Maybe a blessing at the end of the day.
Yes. Don't put that on YouTube either.
Listen, we got hit by lightning in Panama.
Oh yeah.
Only once. I expected to be hit
We
at
were
least 5 times when we were there, because it's nuts there. Don't go there in the rainy season.
All right, we won't
Do
go.
not go there in the rainy season. You will get struck.
Yeah. Yeah, ours, we found it up and went down to the VHF antenna and down the forestay and just everything with the computer, just about.
Okay, we lost all our wind instruments.
We actually got off lightly. We had a peripheral strike. It wasn't a full strike. Otherwise, we'd have lost everything.
Yeah.
I think Trevor was standing in the way because he felt it in his teeth.
My computer's indestructible.
I think he took off of it.
So we've got new B&G electronics.
Good.
Starlink goes back up this afternoon.
Oh, okay, awesome. Okay.
At least here in the dock.
So now you're just short of a YouTube channel and you can go.
There we go. There we go. I like it.
Saying to see the difference, like that extra extension of 3 foot that we've got on the other boats, it's just the space that it allows is just incredible.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a
because
huge
your space is backwards.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So
you kinda
all this
stretch
has been
from here.
extended.
Yeah. not much has changed here.
Yeah.
So this is the,
That's very similar, basically.
Yeah.
And the galley is almost identical.
Galley's identical. We've got induction stove now.
Okay.
Okay.
We just finished buttoning up all the fridges.
Okay.
So we
Oh,
really
used to-
It
figured
used to
this.
be a drop-in, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's that used to
And
be a pain in the arse.
Yes.
Because everything would be down and you couldn't get to it.
And at least with us, it would freeze itself shut. And then because it was so well insulated, you had to wait 2 days to thaw it to lift it up. And after all your food
So
was
now
thawed.
are these?
So those two are freezers,
Right.
and these 4 can be convertible fridge or freezer.
Okay. It's the same ones we've got on,
Yeah,
basically.
it's,
Same
yeah,
thing.
it's the
now.
same.
TV's the same place. It's like
TV's
being back on Lyra.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, all right. Okay, so you
Yeah.
got drawers and I can't even remember.
We're not sure what we're doing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
These
show
boats have got
these
so
outside.
much storage. I mean,
Yeah.
But I mean, you got so much here.
Yeah. Yeah, we still
you got a full size.
we still found a stored. We still found a compartment yesterday that hadn't been opened in about 4 years. Just buried under a floorboard, and there was all sorts of moldy junk on it.
Underneath is so much.
Yeah.
This is what they look like when they're being built as well. So it's no different. It's just chaos. This is worse because you've got to pull it apart and then build it again.
And go
This is
through it again.
this is way worse.
Yeah. So
We've also got a picture in the same spot. I mean,
Yeah.
See,
It's
all
all
the,
very
all, the,
similar.
all the
Very
lighting
everything
fittings,
back to
everything, the
that.
whole thing's
That is the
same,
exactly
the
the
same,
same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the layout of the helm is the same. We've even got
Yes.
the original.
Yeah.
Yes.
The alarm system still works.
Okay.
Still.
Okay. All right.
And
The
then
new motors?
no, still original.
These are
motors.
original
They're
motors.
still kicking.
What? How many
Really?
hours are they done now?
Who knows?
Who knows? like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Gauges aren't working,
Yeah,
but they run.
They run great. We've
And
I
they
mean, we've got
and
a
they
few
look.
things.
They
look pretty good.
you haven't taken them out.
No, they're
No.
not taking
They
them out.
look absolutely amazing.
Yep.
If you ever wanted to know the advantage of having a motor under the bunks on the, as opposed to having them in the back lazarette, there's your evidence. Exactly there. This
Yeah.
place
You
is
can crawl.
it's
They're
still,
pristine.
it's still
Pristine.
clean, it's still neat, there's minimal rust here.
Yep.
When you put these things on the back of the boat in the lazarette with the moisture and that and the
And
seals,
Yeah.
the boat, the motors would never look like this. After 12 years, that is nuts. I mean,
12
that's
years all the way around the world.
12 years. How
Unbelievable.
many thousand miles? Probably 50
At least.
at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah.
That is insane. So yeah, there's your answer. Just okay. So that's the new integral systems. I actually saw them in the Nexus factory when they first brought them in, and Heinz was actually explaining to me how they work, etc. You know. Yeah, I mean, and they're super efficient. They produce a hell of a lot of ampage,
Yeah.
much quicker than the generators.
Yeah.
If that's what I remember, what
You're
you were
right.
saying.
You're absolutely right. Each one of those, if you turn them all the way up, can produce 9 kilowatts. We had a generator that was like 100 horsepower, big giant generator
Yeah.
that only produced 15.
Yeah.
And I mean, you only have, even when you factor in the new battery weight,
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
we still took
And
off 1,000
you
off the boat.
and I mean, as the advantage of it is you do motor.
Right.
And they're going to charge up so fast now, whereas you'd have to run much more hours on the motors.
From at least the paper calculations, we can, if we run the engines for about 20 to 30 minutes, we can fully charge the battery bank.
That's crazy.
And then throughout the day, as long as we're not running with all 3 air conditioners
Yeah.
going full bore, we can maintain with the solar.
With the solar.
And then when you drop your sails and motor in the other anchorage, you top your batteries up.
No, I know for sure.
And in theory, right, we've got 20 or 30 minutes in the morning and the afternoon getting on and off a mooring ball or your anchor.
Yeah.
Right.
We shouldn't have to in theory, burn diesel much for power.
The biggest thing we had now when we were down in Panama was there's no freaking sunlight at all, and we've only got 1.2 kilowatts on
Yeah.
the thing. It's not enough at all. I
Right.
mean, and we're running those fridges and looking at what you've got here. You need a minimum of 3 kilowatts of solar, minimum. And if you've got this, no, that's interesting. I mean, you guys, what you're telling me now are the things that I would be telling anybody else after what I've been through on the boat there, and what the only things that I would change are these type of things.
Yeah,
So
good.
as far as the boat's concerned, I wouldn't change anything. The boat works like a dream.
Yep.
There's nothing there to change except for a bit more solar and generating capacity.
Yeah.
If you're going to take the generator out, then obviously these integrals are the way to go.
Yeah, for sure. All generator out, which would take up, right, you can see the mounting bolts of the whole thing. And then there's 6 big lithium iron phosphate batteries down there.
Sure. That's basically around the corner down there somewhere. Okay. It's going to be warm in here.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the moisture out.
Yeah, that's my project for the afternoon, to replace the hatch.
Yeah.
I've got
Okay.
This is where we moved the battery charger, so that's the shore power charger.
Okay.
If
I don't remember this being like this. Yeah. That looks like you got a dual RAM system.
Yeah, there's a dual RAM. These are actually, we think, are probably not operational after the lightning strike.
Oh, really?
So there's a hydraulic RAM on that side that we, unfortunately, and then all the solar controllers and wiring's up under there.
Notice the moisture, and that's why those engines are in pristine condition, because you don't have that in your engine.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Snuck the balance
somebody put that
name on here. So yeah, I'll have some footage of that same sign somewhere along the line.
So the anchor works the same as on our...
I think so. You guys have 2 anchors, right?
We've got a dual, yeah.
Okay,
So you got the same system. This is also new. This wasn't on there. I don't think
it's new since we've had.
No, I don't
have that. You
think it
didn't do
had
that?
this system on it. No. It's the same, basically, Maxwell.
Yeah, big Maxwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what an amazing opportunity to see the old girl again. It was so pleasing to see that she'd found a new owner. She was being given the TLC that she deserved, and that soon she'd be back on the ocean doing what she does best. It was an awesome trip down memory lane and brought back so many good memories.
Art and painted and all that as well.
not recently.
Not recently. Not.
No,
It's a little bit of.
Yeah. The next thing, one of the next things we do is we gotta get the boat out of the water to the
Right.
bottom and
Okay.
through holes and rudder bearings and things
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
But that's
Down the line.
down the line. I think realistically we're going to be here for another week or 2. We've got another round of smaller things to do when we get back home, and then hopefully Bahamas in March for the kids' spring break, and then spend the summer in the Caribbean. So
Goodbye.
if you guys are around tomorrow, we're going sailing.
No,
No.
we're staying on a farm, but
Awesome.
Yeah, a couple of hours from here.
Oh,
so-
okay. Well, enjoy the
So,
farm.
yeah.
So we're just here
Yeah,
for
we
the
will.
day,
Ah,
yes.
wonderful.
So it was really nice to bump into you.
Yeah, you too.
Yes.
Take care. And yeah, I'll bug Will, and we can keep in touch moving
Yes.
forward.
100%.
Alrighty.
Good sailing. Cheers,
Yeah, it
guys.
was such a trip to relive those memories we'd made on Nexus 1, the very first boat to come out of the Nexus factory in St. Francis Bay. Join us next week as we continue our journey on the next offshore adventure, as I plan to go across the ocean with one of the new 526 balanced catamarans that have just been launched in St. Francis Bay. Join us as we do the first test sail to check all our rigging and make plans for a crossing which is scheduled for November. Hit the subscribe button and we'll catch you next week on the next offshore adventure. Thanks for watching.